Hey man, hey homie, hey homeboy. Hey yo man, where my money at?
Money for what, man? I don't know you shit.
You just dented my car last week and my insurance expired yesterday, so I'm not paying for it.
Oh, bro, I'm sorry, I don't have it right now, but I mean, I could get it next week.
Man, you said that same story last week and look where we at right now, back here at square one.
Look, man, we can work this out, all right?
Hey man. I'm ready to peace next time, man.
There I go, off into the distance, as far away from Jaden as possible. I may not have realized it then, but this was actually the biggest turning point in my life. I came back the next day completely exhausted because I had to find a friend's place to sleep the night before, because I didn't know if Jaden would be near my house waiting for me to return. Many of my friends' parents would not let me stay at their place for the night, but the one friend who had accepted lived about 3 to 4 miles across town. I bet my other quote-unquote friends came up with that excuse most likely because they did not consider me their friend and did not trust me with their belongings. On top of that, my parents were arguing pretty much like they do every other day, and my baby was crying as well. Man, my day couldn't have started off even worse. Anyways, I had to find a way to come up with the money or else I would surely not be a walking man the next week. So, I decided to apply for a job. I ended up getting a job at a warehouse. However, I was frustrated by how much intense labor the boss was putting me through. I almost felt like quitting and trying to find another alternative for earning the money. But I had to stick it out and realize that I have to put up with annoying people and control my emotions in order to gain respect. I also realized that I could not run away from my problems like I did with Jaden. I had to be a man and own up to my responsibilities. That next week, my spirit would not be deterred. I was determined to become a reliable employee and complete any task without complaints. I wanted people to recognize that I wasn't just some nobody who had no idea how to take care of himself. I would show people my resilience to the barriers that stood in my path. It was time for me to prove to others that I could rise above my past self. With that mentality, I was able to come up with more than enough money to pay back Jaden.
Better I'll be there, we gonna have more problems than last time.
Bro, don't worry, it's all here.
How'd you get this anyways? I thought for sure you was gonna come up with another excuse why you couldn't get it.
Bro, I got a new job at the warehouse. I mean, some of the tasks are kind of tedious and boss can be pretty irritating at times, but I mean, I've been getting a lot of new social skills and it's starting to work out in my favor. I mean, I'm telling you, it's way better than selling drugs to homeless people and constantly having the cops watch your back.
I guess.
Look, man, if we're willing to set our past experiences aside, we could really work towards becoming successful in the future. I mean, I don't want to see your name on a gravestone, man. Like, too many people have died doing the exact same thing you're doing.
I'll think about it, man. I know each time I go out, it could be my last, so maybe it is time to get a real job.
Perfect, man. I mean, if you want, I could probably get your job over at the warehouse. The boss is always looking for some fresh legs.
For sure, let me know. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course. A few months later, I received a message from my boss saying to keep up the good work, and if I continued working at the same level, then I could be offered a promotion. It took a while before I was awarded the promotion, but it finally came and I was now the assistant manager. Jaden had also been working hard and had committed himself to his work. He told me how much better he felt for not having to support himself financially with dealing drugs. He'd felt the least amount of stress than ever before in his life. I could visibly notice while working with him at the warehouse how much he had improved with handling the equipment and becoming more self-composed. I could tell the future was bright for him. A few days later after being promoted, I decided it was time to enroll in community college. Although, I began to struggle with a few of my classes because I barely achieved my high school diploma, passing many of my classes without paying much attention. I thought back to the time where I almost quit my job, which would have left me in some serious trouble. So, I decided to fight through the struggle like before and started consulting my teacher and other classmates when I came across any work-related issues. 4 years later, I ended up graduating from university. Jaden was also on his way to graduating and is pursuing a degree in history. Hearing about Jaden's success made me even happier than my own. I was able to lead someone towards a brighter future when it could have ended terribly. Never had I thought during my younger years that my words would actually serve as an inspiration. With everything that I have been through, I guess you could say my life was like a movie. But my story isn't over yet. This is just the beginning.